Hi friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of video recording. I'm in my bedroom where it's quiet and hopefully no one will knock on my bedroom door and try and get in here. I have the note on the door and everything that says Mom's Podcast in Progress. Today I'm going to talk to you about transitions and pivoting and how pivoting and transitioning and being like having that like flexibility incredible for somebody who is really focused on a wellness journey or a health journey. So one of the things that happens is I get derailed really easy. I have a lot of stuff that I want to do, a lot of stuff that I want to accomplish, and I'm super excited. Make my list in the morning and I have all that energy and I have all that coffee, pop in and I get all the kids to school. And then I'm like, well, this is what I'm going to do today. And then inevitably sometimes it's like a massive ordeal. Like I'm like, I got to pick up my kid. She needs stitches on her finger. And where I thought I was going to have time, I don't have time. Or it's something smaller, like I can get really distracted by social media or a neighbor knocks on the door or whatever it is. So I wanted to talk to you about pivoting and how you can benefit so much by sort of sharpening up and building up that muscle and getting better at it. I think the first thing to think about when you think about pivoting or transitioning is being easy with yourself. They call it effort eating when you are doing good, and you've got this sort of like perfectionist attitude towards, I have to be this way, and I'm on a streak. And then once the streak gets broken for whatever reason, maybe there's no other food to eat except for going through someplace and you do the best you can, but it's not the best food, then you make yourself feel horrible about it. And that negative talking all of a sudden turns you into someone who isn't just pivoting and easily transitioning into the next day. You're feeling badly about what you ate the day before, and you end up just like kind of going overboard the next day. And that next day leads to more and more of that behavior. So removing that negative self-talk, complaining, ruminating too much on something that didn't go right, focusing on so much on what didn't go right instead of what did go right. And that you can quickly pivot and, every day is a new day. You can always start over the next day. I don't know if you haven't heard this before and you're new around here, I'm a 25-year salon owning veteran. And I used to own very large salons. And I think pivoting and apologizing were the two big skills I learned out of my 25-year career of being behind the chair and then also running salons. Pivoting because I could have a plan and then anything from someone getting arrested on the patio out front, because I had a salon downtown Huntington Beach, or the hot water heater blowing up and us having no hot water. Like there was always like fires, or sometimes amazing things like a client would come in and be like, I'm having twins, So being able to mentally adapt and kind of go with the flow is something that I really learned. And then apologizing, like if you hold a grudge or you can't just like smooth things over with people quickly, it's hard to run big staffs. That's a whole other podcast. But when you're talking about specifically your health journey and you are on a certain course and then you need to pivot because something came up. You thought you were going to Pilates, but instead you have to run out and do something for your kid. Where can you fit it in later in the day? And that's where you see those people that are like flight attendants and they're doing laps in their shoes because their flight got delayed. And so they're like, getting their steps in. Or you see moms out, jogging on the soccer field around their kids' practice. Where will you fit it in? And if you can't fit it in that spot, then where are you going to make it happen? Of course, you can have a day where you're like, I'm not going to get my exercise today. It is what it is. But I find with being able to be like malleable and creative about where I can fit that in, because it feels so good to me and I want it. I want to exercise every day. I know how good it is for not just the way I look, but for everything about me. I get really creative about where I can figure out a place to do it. And I get really like proud of myself and positive that I make it a priority to get taking care of myself fit into all the other things of the day. A person who can transition well is best friends with flexibility. She flexes, she goes with the flow. She has a plan, but if it doesn't work out, she knows she can fit something else in. She even knows if the whole day falls apart, she's not going to talk badly to herself. She's not going to feel badly about it. She's going to just get up and try the next day. And I promise you, bad things are not going to happen every day. Like big dramatic things that you have to handle aren't going to derail you every day. But what could derail you every day is if you get hung up on the bad thing that happened on Monday and let it derail you Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. That's when it's a mess. One day's not going to hurt. A good transitioner, a person who's really good at transitioning, is not best friends with a victim mentality. So saying, I couldn't because of XYZ, or, oh, everything's always against me, or having sort of like this negative outlook, it really doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anyone that's listening to you. It doesn't serve your children that are watching you, or anybody else. It really just kind of drags you down. So no blaming. If it doesn't work out that day, it is what it is, but move on and find a way to make it work out. Keep in mind that, there are people all over the world that are making this work out. They're making a fitness journey, a health journey fit into a busy life. Everyone's busy. Everyone has things going on. Everyone has frustrations, hard times. You're not different, we all do. But the difference between someone who actually like pushes through and is like, no, I'm important. This is going to happen. This is my new lifestyle. I really resonate and connect with the future version of myself. And I'm making time for this because I'm worthy of it, is going to have a whole lot better chance. If you take, 365 days of the year, you're going to have a whole lot more days that you actually get a workout in. Get that food prepping done, get whole healthy food into your system, get your supplements in, do your skincare, all those things that are self-care-y, but let's face it, necessary for your longevity, so that you feel good while you're on this earth. Yeah, it's important and you're worthy. I don't know, the old version of me 80 pounds ago was the type of person where I would be like, well, I'm just so tired after work. And it's true. 80 pounds ago, it's just hard to carry around 80 extra pounds. It was hard on my back, my shoulders, my hips. I have scoliosis. So I wouldn't say who am I kidding? Yeah. I was making excuses. I was overeating. I was often way too full. I was often eating foods that didn't have enough protein. Some of it was lack of knowledge, and some of it was just I love food. I love Taco Bell. I love Five Guys burgers. And now it's worth it to me to eat in a different way because it feels so good not to carry the extra 80 pounds around. Connecting with that version of myself that loves the feeling of not connecting with the version of myself that knows that I'm completely worthy of the time, the energy, the effort, and you connecting with the version of yourself that knows you are worth the effort. You are worth the time. You are worth the money. You're worth it, and life is worth it. So I really was hoping that somebody who was feeling like one of the problems with their fitness journey, one of the holes that they have, is that they are always getting derailed. Maybe you have a job that's I work 3 days on and 2 days off. And so I'll be doing good and then I'll get derailed. That's okay. Everybody has things that derail them, whether it's loss of sleep or whatever it is. But do keep in mind, my goodness, YouTube has tons of different things that you could just even do in your hotel room. You can fit it in. And the more that you push to fit it in, the more people that do the same thing are going to gravitate to you. And so that even makes life easier because who you surround yourself with matters. But if you're going to be the kind of person that's constantly complaining about how you can't do it, you can't figure it out, then you're going to probably attract people like that. And you don't want that. Get up, do the thing, get a little walk. Keep in mind, you could just walk 10 minutes away from your house and turn around and walk 10 minutes back. And that's a 20-minute walk. That's a great place to start. Or if you can't walk, you could get in a body of water, swim. You can sit in a chair and lift some weights. We have a recumbent bike in our garage. That's a good little workout. And then I can watch some TV and be on my own and just release some of my anxiety from the day. So keep in mind that even though things come up and life is life, you are worth the energy, the effort, the time, and it really does make a big difference in your life. All right. Thank you. Bye.